Hi guys. There are like constant garbage trucks passing by outside. This is the 10th time I've recorded the intro. I don't even need to do an intro. It's an Undertale fan song tier list. You read the title. Yeah, it's a pretty standard tier list. Tiers from F to S. I have like 30 songs here, I think. I tried to have a mix of like older classics and newer ones that are by smaller artists. I'm gonna be tier listing them, starting now. Okay, first is To the Bone by JT Music.
Welcome to the underground. How was the fall?
I'm ranking the remaster because it's just a little better, but the original has like 150 million views. It has countless memes. Meme edits of it have millions of views. At this point, it has reached far outside the actual Undertale fandom. I think the lyrics are definitely the thing making it the most iconic, and I think are one of its like strongest attributes in general. As much as it is a meme, like how was the fall? Welcome to the underground. How was the fall? It's just a really funny introduction to the song, and it sets you on like the right foot, introduces you to the tone of the song. And I think like the tone is very goofy, but it does have a lot of really good like characterization of Sans and Papyrus. It really shows you this side of Sans that you don't see in a lot of other fan songs. Like usually he'll either be funny bone man or badass action hero that delivers judgment upon humans. And in this, he's funny bone man, but he also has like a kind of edgy side and a mysterious side that he's showing in this, but he's not going full like judgment megalovania. The same with like Papyrus. He's showing that he like knows more than he lets on at some points. Also, just like the vocal performances are a big standout thing. Like the passion that is put in when Papyrus is like, "If I catch this child, can it be that hard?" Of course, that's so fun, and you can really feel the passion in the vocal performance. However, I think there are some aspects of the song that are on the weaker side. For example, I think the chorus gets a bit repetitive and it overstays its welcome at some points. And the instrumental, I think, is just kind of boring and flat, but like it's still serviceable. It doesn't ruin the song. I'm thinking B tier. Yeah, I think this is B tier. All right, next up is Hard Drive by Fandroid Music featuring Wildcard.
Darling, I can show you where my love hides. It's a heartbeat on a hard drive.
This is like very poppy and very catchy, especially the chorus. This is like Mettaton, if he wants to consider himself a star, he needs to make a chorus that is like this catchy. I really like it. But it's not perfect. I think the verses are a bit boring and the vocal processing gets kind of annoying after a while, in my opinion. Still, the song is like overall good. This feels like a Mettaton song, not just in the lyrics. It feels like it was produced by like Mettaton's producers. I like it when a song can reflect like the character it's about in more ways than just the lyrics or like somebody doing an impression of the character. So yeah, I'm putting it in B tier. Yeah, it's good. Up next is Dr. Gaster by Shadro.
There was only one of you until you split the world into two. Our tears fell to the floor when you were gone.
This is a bit older than To the Bone and Hard Drive. I think it came out in like December of 2015, so a couple months after Undertale came out. And considering that, it is like really impressive, especially in the lyrics. First of all, just that it's about Gaster and it was made in 2015. Garbage truck just passed by. Anyways, there are some like really cool lyrical things in this song. For example, there are like hidden codes in wingdings. Over the course of the song, they're spelling things out. I think that's so cool. It also just has a lot of lyrics that, even if they might not have been like written with that much intention, they feel like they're super, especially post Deltarune release, they feel like they were predicting things about like Deltarune and what Gaster would be doing next. So yeah, that aspect is really good. I think the verses feel a little empty sometimes, and the production could be made a bit sharper in some places, but other than that, it's like really good. I think I'm putting it in A tier. Yeah, it's a good song. It's a Gaster song. Next is Fishy Love by Fandroid featuring Ailey Monty. I hope that's how it's pronounced. Also, I didn't, like, for the longest time, I didn't realize this is the same Ailey Monty that sang on Die in a Fire. And that's kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, this song about Alfie's, it's like a love song of her pining after Undine, with Undine pitching in at the end. The lyrics are absolutely adorable. I love them so much. The melodies are great. The singing is great. The only thing that's holding it back, in my opinion, is the production in some places. I feel like it would have helped a lot if in the second chorus, like, more instruments came in and it became more explosive. It's the whole time, it's this really stripped back instrumental of just like a synth, a bass, and some drums. And I feel like it would have been great if in the second chorus, which is like this, the singing is super explosive. If the instrumental matched that explosiveness, I would have really liked that. But aside from that, it's like still great. I'm thinking A tier, probably above Dr. Gaster. All right, next up, we have the Determination Trio, starting with Determination by DJ Smell and Lalia.
Determination. Whoa, oh yeah.
This is a parody of Irresistible by Fall Out Boy. Oh yeah, I'm including parodies on this. The first four weren't parodies, but like, you might see some of those later. Okay, so this is another one that's super iconic. It has like 50 million views or something like that. There are some big positives and some big negatives. I'll start off with the positives. The singing is amazing. Like, especially in the chorus, it's just like and the singing is so anthemic and passionate. And the third chorus with like Lalia doing these like super high notes, it sounds amazing. Now for the negatives. Okay, first, I think the production is a little weak. There's this like very buzzy and kind of annoying bass throughout the chorus, which I feel like should have been made less harsh and more like sub-bassy, I guess. And then there's the lyrics. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. I don't think the lyrics are very good. I mean, first of all, there's the I love the way you hurt me. What is the deal with that? I've never understood why that's in there. It makes Sans sound like he's a masochist or something, which he's not. Then there's like, I'm sorry, a bus just passed by. Anyways, I'm looking at more of the lyrics. Like, okay, pay the fee, do it, kid. I'm talking no inflation. What does that even mean? Why do Sans or Chara care about inflation? The accumulation of those positives and those negatives, I think, are... Actually, wait, I'm not sure now. I'm stuck between C and D tier. I mean, okay. I think C. I think I'll do C tier. It's like, I think it can be enjoyable to listen to. It's just the lyrics, like, I kind of have to deliberately not pay attention to them. So yeah, C tier. Up next is Determinación by Misa Sinfonía.
La determinación servirá como llave maestra para escapar. Bajo tierra todo está hostilito.
Okay, this is an interesting one. The instrumental has the sound palette of Game Over by Falling in Reverse, but much more indie and a lot more charming. I think charming is a good word to describe this song. It's not... Oh my god. I think the song is decent. It's charming, but it's not doing anything exceptional, really. The lyrics are just kind of summing up Undertale. They're not talking about anything specific. I don't have too much to say about it. Yeah, I'll put it in B tier. Like low B, I think. Up next is Determinação by Papyrus da Batata, featuring like a bunch of people. It's a big collab. And it's kind of like a hyper-compressed version of Undertale the musical. It's not really doing musical versions of each song, but it's like Undertale the musical in that it's going through each character like as you'd meet them in Undertale, and they're all doing like a verse. But there is also a chorus, and the chorus is amazing. It has like gang vocals from every single person who's been singing at that point. And I think across the board, every person that like contributed to this song, I think did an amazing job. The singing, there's not a single bad singer. Obviously, there are like some standouts. Like I think Toriel, Asgore, and Azriel are like the highlights for me at least. The production is amazing across the board. The mixing is amazing. There's not a single vocal that sounds too loud or too quiet. I appreciate the fact that this was made so much. The ending, when Azriel is like doing his final like section of his verse and like going back and forth with Frisk, that made me feel like some of the same emotions that I felt during my first few like true pacifist playthroughs of Undertale. I love this project so much. I'm putting it in S tier. Yeah, I love it. Up next is Secret Garden by Empath P.
Oh Mary, contrary, how does your garden grow? Come with me.
This was made for Flowerfell, and I haven't read Overgrowth. I believe that's the Flowerfell main thing, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't have like perfect context for the lyrics, but I think despite that, just the emotions of the lyrics and the sentiment of the lyrics still comes through, even for people that aren't familiar with Flowerfell. I think that's why a lot of non-Undertale fandoms have incorporated this song and started using it for like animatics and things. I think the lyrics are great. I think I was going to say the singing, but it's like it's a Vocaloid song. I'm not sure, is there a word for that, for like programming a vocal synth? Whatever. I think the production is, I mean, it's not perfect. It kind of has this like chill step sound, like 2012 to 2015 chill step with like dubstep drums, but like pianos and all sorts of chill instruments in the forefront, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm putting it in A tier. I really love Secret Garden. All right, up next we have Undertale the Musical by El Hugueni. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say their name. Better known as
Story of Undertale.
another song where its reputation precedes it. It's infamous for being very bad. Of course, the things that everybody else thinks are bad about it, I agree are very bad. The singing doesn't sound very good. The production is weak. The lyrics, oh my god, the lyrics. They read like they were written by someone who either never played Undertale or paid very little attention when playing. And there are a ton of things that just feel extremely incongruous with Undertale the game. Yeah, the song isn't very good. However, I'm tempted to put it in D tier instead of F tier because it's a parody of Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. I must admit, there are some points where I think the great melodies of Bad Romance by Lady Gaga do kind of shine through in this song. I do enjoy the chorus a tiny bit, like a teeny tiny bit. Of course, I'd much rather just listen to Bad Romance. But if I'm gonna be stuck listening to this song, then I'd rather listen to it than some other things that are just painful to listen to the whole time. Of course, there are parts of this song that are painful, but I think the chorus is like, there's a modicum of enjoyment you can get out of it, or at least that I do. So am I really putting this in D tier instead of F tier? Yeah, I'm putting it in D tier instead of F tier. All right. Up next is Way Deeper Down by the Stupendium.
Spooky, scary, sending shivers down your spine. You best prepare for a hilariously bad time.
Okay. I know that this is a beloved song by many, and it has like a ton of views, but I don't think I see what everybody else sees in it. I'll start with things I do like. I think the instrumental is decent, especially in the remaster. In the original, it sounded really flat, but that was also because the mixing wasn't very good in the original. In the remaster, just overall, like it's well put together. I also think I think the chorus is good. It's very catchy. Like the different monster voices sound pretty cool. But I guess the verses, which make up the bulk of the song, I think while they're very technically impressive, I don't enjoy them very much. Like, okay, for all of them, the Stupendium is kind of voice acting as each character. In a similar way as like To the Bone, they're voice acting as Sans, Papyrus, and Gaster. I think the voice acting delivery, I don't like the way it sounds. I think it feels like they're prioritizing sounding like the character over having good like rap delivery. The same goes kind of for the writing. It feels like they're prioritizing like rhyme scheme over bars, especially in the Gaster verse. It feels like, well, okay, to be fair, this is in 2017, pre-Deltarune, so there was not much to say about Gaster. But in the Gaster section, it feels like they're just doing like lyrical miracle rhyme schemes and using that to supplement the fact that they don't have any like substantive things to say from Gaster's perspective. But okay, I mean, comparing it to something like Dr. Gaster or by shhhhhhhh, that doesn't have a like complex rhyme schemes, but it has much more like layered lyrics in terms of the actual like Gastery content. Like it has wingdings, hidden messages. Like I feel like that song was only scratching the surface with how far you could go with wingdings encrypted messages. And I don't know, that's probably like an unfair standard to hold Gaster songs to. But it feels like the Gaster section of this song is just kind of meaningless. They're just saying a bunch of random stuff. Like there's some bars that are okay. The fun number one is cool. But then that's kind of the only one I actually enjoy. The multiverse is like, that's fine, but I feel like it could have been phrased way better. And then the spitting fire, I have the matter in hands. I feel like that, like I get what they were going for. That could have been phrased a million times better. Other people have phrased speaking in hands bars better when not even talking about Gaster. Anyways, enough about Gaster. For Sans and Papyrus, it's like as I've said, of course, the Sans and Papyrus voices are impressive, and the fact that they're able to do that while rapping like decently, it's impressive. But the lyrics, they just don't appeal to me. The lyrics just aren't engaging to me. The delivery just doesn't appeal to me very much. And the flows, I think, are kind of boring. I think especially in Gaster's part, the flow is boring. I'm really sorry, fans of this song, but I actually think I'm putting it in D tier. Above Story of Undertale. I just don't enjoy the song. I'm sorry. A lot of the aspects I dislike about it are just like stylistic choices. It's made in a similar style to a lot of like animated rap battle songs, where it's like they're doing a really animated, wacky, theatrical delivery, and they're doing that over a regular rap delivery with like conviction. And I just don't like that. I've never liked that. So yeah. Next, we have I Am Flowey by TryHardNinja.
The underground is so much fun, 'cause love is never far. Just float and catch the bright friendliness balance.
The next three songs are TryHardNinja songs. I think he made even more, but these are the three with like the most views, and I didn't want to like do every single song. I could have included many more songs. I just did the ones I had like stuff to say about. Okay, so this is like, really it's just zooming in on one moment in Undertale. It's about like the first 30 seconds of the game when you meet Flowey and he's still pretending to be nice. And I don't know, it does a good job of capturing that like hollow, happy feeling that Flowey's projecting in the beginning. But also, I think it doesn't do a lot with that feeling. The lyrics feel kind of one note. This song feels like it's not necessarily telling a story or doing anything nuanced with Flowey as a character. It's just like going between the two extremes of like him pretending to be super nice and him be like yelling at you and trying to kill you. I mean, to be fair, that is accurate to the game. In the first 30 seconds, that is just how he is. But also, I feel like it could have been more interesting if like it wasn't literally just about that. Maybe there were more hints about his darker side within the regular portion. I feel like with TryHardNinja's Undertale songs, they tend to be more like about capturing a single moment or a single vibe or feeling over communicating an idea or telling a story. I think I'm putting Flowey in C tier. I'm sorry. I know this is also really popular, but I don't know. I I don't enjoy it that much. Okay, next we have Stay by TryHardNinja. I'm doing the Lisa Foyles cover because it's more popular and I think it's a little better.
Refuse to let it take you like it took all the rest. The nightmare too familiar, replaced till nothing's left.
So, Stay, like another small moment that it's about. It's about the short period of the game when Toriel is trying to convince Frisk to stay in the ruins. And I think like the lyrics and the singing are really, really sweet. They really, really capture the vibe of that portion of the game. Like they're really making it alluring to like stay in the ruins forever. And you feel why Toriel wants you to stay. And the melody, like especially the chorus sounds amazing. It's like catchy, but it's also just very like emotional to listen to. I guess the only thing is, well, first of all, the instrumental, I feel like could use a little more variation. The guitar feels a little flat. And also the lyrics could use a little more variation. It feels like there isn't much nuance to the subject of Toriel wanting Frisk to stay. It feels like each verse is kind of reiterating upon the same idea, when I feel like the song could have been stronger if if it was like going in a slightly different direction with each verse, or just adding more nuance to the subject. So I think, okay, I do enjoy this song. I'm putting it in B tier. I'm putting it above Determinación, below Hard Drive. All right, up next. Are you guys ready? Because we're in the Sans Zone. Okay, up next is Judgment by TryHardNinja.
So tell me, is there love, is there love, is there love in your heart? Or kindness in your eyes?
Okay. I really like this song. I really, really like it. I feel like the most standout moment in it is the pre-chorus and the chorus. The pre-chorus, lyrics fit Sans perfectly, delivery fits Sans perfectly. The chorus is like this massive anthemic thing. Like the production is great during it. The singing is great. It's like this super, like as I've said, it has this super anthemic feel. I feel like this song would be really enjoyable to listen to live. I don't think TryHardNinja's ever performed live. Actually, okay, wait. He's performing at NPC this year. I can't go. Somebody else go and tell me if he performs this song. Anyways, this is a very good song. Very, very good. The pre-chorus fits Sans very well, but I think the verses are kind of like boring and they're not doing that much. It feels like they're just kind of reiterating upon the idea of like Sans is delivering judgment upon you, and it's not like adding many other elements. I guess like I've said with some of the other songs, but still melodically, the verses sound really good. The little like riff, I guess, I'm not sure if we're like riff, but like the kind of hooky thing in the intro and the verses, like the bell, that sounds amazing. The chords across the song are amazing. This is such a well-written song, like in terms of the harmony and melody. Yeah, I'm putting it in A tier, high A tier. Okay, up next, we have Julgamento Final by Papyrus da Batata. The remaster. The remaster is actually like a very different song from the original version. Never before has the Sans fight been this cinematic. Every like aspect of it, the singing, the production, the music. I haven't been counting music videos before, so never mind. Like every aspect of this feels cinematic. It makes the Sans fight feel less like in the game how it's this kind of like desperate battle, almost like a battle of wits, and it makes it feel like a clash between two gigantic forces with Sans fighting on the side of good. And it really like captures that dramatic feeling that a lot of like Sans battle animations do. I really like it. It's not, of course, because it's capturing that feeling, it's not completely, it doesn't completely feel like connected to the game. Actually, there's one bit like in the chorus where it sounds like the pop filter broke or something. I think it's like when he's saying por casa, it sounds like the P sounds really loud and weird. But aside from that, there's like a super well-made song. Yeah, I'm putting it in B tier. Like, like middle B tier. Middle B tier. It's good. Okay. Up next, we have Euphoria by VMZ featuring Annie. Okay, this is an interesting one. When it first came out, I thought that it was related to like Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar because it came out like a few weeks after that came out. And I thought it would be like, I don't know, a diss track between Sans and Chara. I mean, it does have, similarly to Determination by DJ Smell, it has like back and forth Sans and Chara vocals. I feel like I can't comment that much on the lyrics because they're in both Japanese and Portuguese. So I like doubly can't understand them. With some of the other songs, I was kind of like parsing the meanings through cognates and things and like translators. But with this one, I fully can't get the Japanese parts. So yeah, it sounds really good. I think the chorus is the strongest part, definitely. When both VMZ and Annie are going at the same time, it sounds amazing. But I think the verses at some points, because it's a big back and forth in the verses, it's a pretty long song. I think some of them are weaker than others. I feel like the trap section for Sans feels a bit out of place, and like the transition into it was jarring. It doesn't sound bad, but like I feel like they could have gone into it more smoothly. Other than that, it's good. I'm thinking another B tier, another middle of B tier. Definitely a song that I can listen to on my own time and enjoy, like when I'm not just listening to it for this tier list. Up next, we have the Stronger Than Yous. If I wanted to include like every Stronger Than You ever made, that could be its own video. That could have 30 songs on it. So I'm just including the big three, the most popular ones, which are the Sans version by DJ Smell, the Chara version by Milky Chen, and the Frisk version by Reichi. Alright, first one is the original DJ Smell Sans version, or it's sung by DJ Smell. The lyrics were by the Pinkest Pug, I think, and it was popularized by gym leader Karen with their comic.
Go ahead and try to hit me if you're able. You should know by now the mercy's off the table. Think that you can try to spare me like I'm someone. When you didn't spare my brother, so get dunked.
Anyways, it's good. The lyrics are very in character for most of it. Like, there are some things that are a little unfitting, like Sans saying, I am determination, or like, I'm their mercy, I'm their vengeance, I'm determination. That feels a little overdramatic for Sans. I don't think he'd big himself up that much. Other than that, the singing and the delivery by DJ Smell is good. The weakest part for me is the instrumental. It's using this 8-bit cover of the original Stronger Than You, which I like. It's not a bad 8-bit cover. It's just but it feels like it could be more filled out, and like the rhythm isn't super strong. The vocals are good, but it feels like the instrumental doesn't necessarily fit the intensity of them. Or maybe intensity is the wrong word. Okay, so I'm thinking low B tier, to be honest. Okay, up next, we have Stronger Than You, Chara response by Milky Chan.
Go ahead, kill me again, I see you're able. But inside you know the end can be evaded. You think I might decide to stop if you stay patient, but I am getting you with my determination.
I think the Frisk version came out before this, but this one is like people see the order as Sans Chara Frisk instead of Sans Frisk Chara, even though I think like Frisk version came out sooner. Also, the Sans version, like not the animation, but just the DJ Smell video, is I think is the earliest one on this list. It came out like a month after Undertale came out, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, Chara, another tangent. The remake of the animation for this is absolutely amazing. You gotta watch it. But that's not the song. The song. I really like it. The lyrics, I think, are on the weaker side, to be honest. It feels like at some points it's not specific to Chara, I guess. It's just kind of doing a vague, like, I'm here to kill, and, you know. I mean, that's kind of how the way Chara is portrayed in, like, the fandom, I guess. You have to, like, either dive deep into lore or employ a lot of theories if you want to get more characterization out of them. And especially if you're just focusing in on the Sans fight, really, if we're thinking about it, Chara doesn't care very much about it. In the actual game, Chara just is like, okay, this is the final enemy and he's annoying. I want to kill him. That's really all they have to say about it. They don't have, like, Sans isn't actually their nemesis or anything, the way a ton of people portray. And that's another tangent. Onto the actual song. Okay, lyrics are not the strongest, but I think considering the fact that they're just kind of about like evil Chara being like, I'm gonna kill you, Sans, I think that there's some good lines, there's some cool things, and the singing is amazing. I love it. I love the delivery. I love everything about it. And the instrumental, I think it's a combination of the 8-bit version and some other cover, and I really like this one. It sounds much more filled out. Like, it has some cool elements from the 8-bit version, but also the frequency spectrum is just more filled out by the other cover added in there. It feels just like a more complete song than the Sans version. I think I'm putting it in A tier. I think I'm putting it in A tier above the Sans version, like a low A tier. I know a ton of people think that's blasphemous, but on my own time, I would listen to the Chara version over the Sans version. I know that a ton of people like prefer the Sans version because it's like the original and it's not like fan in Chara, but I enjoy this one more. Also the music video, but I'm not considering that. Next is Stronger Than You, Frisk response.
So go ahead and hit me since you're able. All the sin that I can feel is unbearable. If I could only hit you once, it would be over. But the consequences last forever.
It was originally made by Teotu, I think. And I believe they just intended it to be like more from the player's perspective than Frisk's. But a ton of people portray it as being like, and like especially the animation kind of frames it as being more of a Frisk rebelling against Chara type thing, when I don't think it was written with that intention. The lyrics are wobbly. There's some lyrics that I love and that like hit really hard emotionally, and there are others that just feel a little weird and they should have been rewritten. The singing by Richie is really, really good, and the singing like especially emphasizes the emotion of some lyrics, especially the "I'll give up for you" at the end. That part is so sweet. There's a reason why everybody loves it so much. I'm thinking B tier above the original Sans version. Okay. Next, we're still in, I guess we're more in the Sans and Chara zone now. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to get water because I've been talking for an hour and my voice is tired. Next, we have Mina Determinação by Ninja Raps and Annie. This is like, especially in terms of the production and the way it's structured, this is a really cool song. It mixes like pop, trap, poppy rock, blends them together really well. The singing from both of them is really, really good. But I think the chorus is mixed a little funkily. Feels like the guitar is over compressed and should have more presence, and it feels like there's some vocal like harmonies in the background that feel like they're taking up too much space. Also the pitch correction feels a bit overbearing at times. But aside from like minutia, I think overall this song sounds really good. The only other thing is just like the lyrics and like the way it's framing the Sans versus Chara battle feels a little played out, I guess. I don't know, maybe it's just because at this point there have been like 4 or 5 other Sans versus Chara songs, and it feels like there is a generic style to them. And this one feels like it's just kind of fitting in that without doing any big deviations or doing anything that like adds more nuance to it, I guess. Again, it's not bad. It's not a bad song. I think I'm going to put it in B tier. I'm going to shuffle B tier around a little bit. Yeah, I think I'll put this here. I'm actually moving To the Bone down a bit. Now that I'm thinking more about it, I'm realizing that I kind of rather listen to most of these songs than To the Bone at any given moment. For a second, I was considering moving To the Bone down to C tier. I'm not doing that. I think I'm cool with this. Okay. Up next, final Sans vs. Chara song. We have Bad Time by DJ Smell featuring Chi Chi. And it's a parody of Good Time by Owl City. I feel like that's half the reason why the song was made, because it's like good time, bad time. Sounds funny. This song is like a post Sans versus Chara song. It feels like it's like past taking itself seriously. It's just like, it feels like the main joke of this song is just that it's the melody from Good Time, except instead it's like, you're not gonna leave alive, you're in for a bad time, and it just sounds funny. But like aside from that, the singing is really good for both of them. But the mixing is bad. It feel that their vocals feel like they're so much louder than the instrumental. And I think this was based on or it uses the same instrumental as, I think, like a My Little Pony parody of the same song, which has much better mixing. The vocals fit seamlessly into the instrumental of that one, and in here they just don't. But I know that's kind of like, most people don't really care about that. I'm putting it low B tier. So like enjoyable in under the right circumstances, but like the mixing thing is kind of holding it back for me, at least. Up next, we have Bam O Mal by Iron Master featuring Purple Moon and Nika. Lyrically, it's about like Chara and Frisk talking about their experiences and seemingly talking to the player and accepting that their fates are in the player's hand, which I think is cool. That's a unique thing to do. I don't think there is any other song on the list that acknowledges the player like that, except for one that's coming up, which I will also talk about. Aside from the lyrics, the production is great. The singing is great. I feel like this is... Okay, I haven't brought this up with the others, but I've always been slightly like weirded out by the fact that Chara, who's this like kid, sounds like an actual pop singer. In this, I feel like they sound more like I imagine Chara would actually sound like. Like they have this kind of like deeper, cynical edge to their voice, which I really like. But despite that, like the singer is doing an amazing job, especially in the chorus. The chorus is so good. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite choruses in any like fan song ever. Like not just Undertale, anything ever. This is like making a pop trap song super well. I'm putting it A tier. I think I'll put it like middle of A tier, above Secret Garden, I think. I'm sorry, Secret Garden. Okay. Up next, we have Morbid Curiosity by Evidently Fresh.
Did I do this on free will? If not, then who pushed me? This world died because of my morbid curiosity.
This is the remaster, just because it's a little better. I really love this song. First of all, the instrumental is great. This sounds like the Genocide route. This doesn't, like, with a lot of the others, they'll just kind of go for, like, a dark sound, I guess, with, like, harmonic minor scale chords. But this is eerie. It feels like the end of Genocide when you're really, like, you're doing so many horrible things, but you also have this feeling like something horrible is going to happen to you at any moment. Yeah, I love it. The lyrics are super big positive. This is how you make a song about Chara and have it like actually stand out from the crowd. It's not from Chara's perspective. It's from like Frisk and the player's perspective talking about Chara, and that just like immediately that adds so much more mystery to it. You're not hearing from Chara directly. You're hearing other characters being like confused about Chara and wondering what they are. It feels like it fits what Chara actually is and what they represent at the end of Genocide specifically, not like across their entire life. It's great. It's really great. There are a lot of super standout lines that like really like evoke like this eerie feeling, especially towards the end when it's really ramping up in intensity. I love the drums coming in. If anything, I wish that it had gone a little bit more intense. Maybe some more instruments could have come in at the end. Aside from that, it's great. This is great. Do I dare put it in S tier? I'm stuck between S and top of A. I'm putting it in S tier. I don't care. Okay. In a pretty different direction, or I mean, the same subject matter, but takes it in a different direction. We have The Path of Genocide by DA Games, or DA Games. I'm sorry, I don't know. This song, to me, it feels like it's very superficial in how it's about the genocide route. He's yelling genocide in the song several times and is talking about like, oh, accepting the darkness inside and killing people and all that. But it feels like directionless edginess, like substanceless edginess, while in the actual route in Undertale, it's like purposeful. Like all of the murder and like the dark stuff in the game, it's to like convey a message. And obviously there's a lot of just like what like you could call it edginess, but it's all like for a purpose. And this feels like it's kind of almost stripping away that purpose. It's talking about the genocide route, but taking away everything that made it actually meaningful, and is just kind of boiling it down to like screaming about killing and stuff. I don't know. Like I can be okay with a song that's just kind of edgy and is about like murdering people in Undertale if it actually sounds good with and does cool stuff with that. But I don't think the song does. I think it sounds like amateurish. I think the screaming about genocide, that's just not it. You can name a song. There's another song that is called Genocide, which uses the word genocide in a way that feels less just weird. I'm tempted to put it in F tier. I don't know. I feel bad doing that. I feel bad putting anything in a lower tier, but I think I'm putting it in F tier. I don't like it. I don't want to listen to it. Okay. In a similar direction is Ashes by Nate Wants to Battle. I first heard this song because it was the opening to Villain Sand Squad. And I thought it was a good opening song for that. But to be honest, it fits Villain Sand Squad far more than it fits Undertale. Villain Sand Squad has the like, I guess what I described before as directionless edginess. The way I'm perceiving it, it doesn't really follow the themes of like Undertale and its genocide route. I mean, I don't really know because Villain Sand Squad never actually got finished. And it feels like it fits that vibe more than it fits the actual genocide route, which, as I've said before, is very intentional and purposeful with its meaning. And this song feels like, in a similar direction as the last one, it's just kind of meaningless in its edginess and talk of killing people. I don't like it. I'm putting it in D tier above Path of Genocide because it sounds much better and much more professional. Like it sounds like a generic, like modern metal song that like any like band with a recording studio could make. But still, a lot of the things that I don't like about The Path of Genocide are present in this song. Okay, another one by Nate Wants to Battle. We have Unaligned. Which is actually, like, it's pretty much the only song on the list that is specifically about the neutral route. I don't like it, to be honest, because this is a song where I had never heard it until I listened to it a few times for this list. And, like, just seeing in the title, Undertale, neutral song, unaligned, I was like, ooh, that sounds intriguing. And this feels like it's not doing much with the idea. I believe the lyrics are kind of just about feeling regret about having killed Toriel. And I don't know, it feels like it's just like very vaguely reiterating upon that idea without doing much else with it. There's so much else you could do with a neutral route song, or like with songs about different neutral routes and endings and things. There are so many interesting ways you can develop Frisk as a character in a song about neutral. And this feels like it's not really doing that. It's just kind of going for a lower hanging fruit of like feeling regretful about having killed Toriel, which I believe is what the song is about. I'm going C tier. I mean, I don't I don't hate any aspect of the song. It just feels like it could be doing a lot more. Okay, up next, we have Genocide by HalCG and Sailor Your Love.
Monster to monster won't wait any longer. Skeletons and ghosts talking fishes I'll slaughter. Not long till I conquer. Naturally I'm stronger.
I think the singing in the verses is amazing. The lyrics are like, there's some good aspects of it. In some places it kind of feels like generic genocide root lyrics, but there are some like cool things that like some unique flares. As I've said, singing is amazing in the verses, but the chorus, I just don't like it very much. The delivery feels super stiff and unnatural, especially in like Sailor's part of the chorus. Hala's part of the chorus feels like a lot more natural. That's probably because she raps more. I feel like the chorus is the weakest part of the song. The verses and the bridge are really strong. The instrumental is very strong. I think it was produced by Hala, which is like, that's super cool. A lot of these songs are like produced by the same people who sang them. I haven't mentioned it, whatever. So yeah, the accumulation of all of those is, I can't decide between C and B tier. For me, the thing that differentiates them is like, do you overall have a good time listening to the song? And I'm thinking I do overall have a good time listening to the song. So I'm putting it in B tier, like low B tier. Like I've listened to it on my own time, just for the things that the positives that I've mentioned. Okay, up next, we have 3 left. I've been talking for a while now, oh my god. Okay, next, we have Give Up Every Soul by Oreo.
I am alive, immortalized. I was created by a traitor. Hey, you can't regret. It's too late to reset.
It's a parody of Build Up Our Machine, or Build Our Machine by Da Games, which is like, Da Games really improved in the 2 years between that song and The Path of Genocide. I think it's a great song. Okay, Give Up Every Soul. Singing is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Lyrics, not very much has changed from Build Our Machine. And the lyrics to that song, I think, are pretty good. So I don't completely mind the lyrics being not that changed. However, I think the mixing, I know it's probably annoying that I've been talking about the mixing for like every other song. The mixing is kind of what bogs this song down. The instrumental is super duper quiet. I think it's also because it's 2 instrumentals just mixed together. A lot of people when they're first starting out, they'll just kind of do that when they're doing a cover. It's like an 8-bit cover mixed with an electronic cover, and they're just really quiet, and the vocals feel like they're on top of it. It sounds like it was like the vocal recording sounds good, but the instrumental just doesn't sound good in the back. I'm thinking in a very similarly to Genocide, I'm thinking low B tier, like bottom of B tier, because I have listened to this song like on my own time. If I'm just like, I'm in an edgy mood, if I want to listen to a song like this, I'll put it on. It doesn't like sound the greatest due to the things I mentioned, but I can look past that at points and just enjoy the amazing singing and the melodies and things. So yeah, if it were to get like a remaster or like another cover or something like that, then I think it could get an A tier. I think it could be like one of the best like edgy Chara songs to have ever been made. If it were to get a remaster and maybe like a third or a second verse was added, or like some other extra elements or something like that. Okay, 2 left. Next we have True Pacifist by Toast Waffle.
I was sent down to this land to help in any way I can. Got so much fun inside my heart's about to burst. It gets hard to...
Okay, I'm so happy to be talking about this song after like 10 genocide songs. After all this edgy shit, I'm so happy to be talking about a song where one of the most iconic lyrics is, I forgot exactly what it was. It was like, have a hug. That's what you get for trying to kill me. Now you feel me. I love that. This song is so cute. Chords are like really great. They sound like really happy, but also like there's some like jazzy elements in it that I really like. The singing is good, but there's a lot of vocal processing. I think it's like there's a vocoded layer in the back, and it feels like it gets to be a bit much at a certain point. But like aside from that, I just really like the song. The lyrics. Okay. I appreciate this is a song that is just straight up about a pacifist frisk. It's about pacifist. Like, I think in some like fan fiction, pacifist can be overdone and there's almost like a default personality that people use. But when it comes to these songs, that's not really the case. Frisk is rarely represented, and if they are, they'll usually be like a helpless victim or something like that. But hearing them just be like confident in their ability to be a pacifist and to like resolve conflicts and things like that, I love it. I think it's really cute. I'm putting this song, I'm gonna put it in B tier. B tier is like overflowing a bit. Yeah, I'm putting it in B tier. I'm thinking I'm putting it here. Yeah, here. I don't know. Next is We Don't Talk About Gaster. Organized by two all-nighters, but like it's a mega collab basically. It's featuring like a ton of singers. This is a really cool project. The fact that it exists at all is super cool. But there are some flaws. I guess just because like the mic quality is very varying. There are some people who it feels like they're like way too close to the mic or they're too far from the mic. Like it's kind of jarring going between Toriel and Asgore, where Toriel feels like recording in a vocal booth, and it feels like Asgore's singer was just kind of like right up against the mic. Hi, I'm Asgore. I'm sorry. And also like when I think it's when like the Gaster followers or the amalgamates, it feels like there are some that are mixed way too quietly. Like the mixing is not like it could be improved a bit. But aside from that, I think this is a really cool project. I really like it. I really love how the lyrics feel like, how do I put this? It reminds me of like pre-Deltarune, how the fandom treated Gaster. He was like this super mysterious guy that people could kind of use as an explanation for anything. And it's applying that like way of thinking about him to the Undertale cast. Like instead of them like thinking that he did everything, like, oh, he did the True Lab entries, he is Eggman and the Knight, and the mysterious person who talked to Jevil. Or I mean, okay, that's post chapter 1 stuff, whatever. The way that they're kind of doing that is by thinking that he was involved in the Buttercup plan, which he had no involvement in. So yeah, I really like it. I love the concept behind the song and the way the lyrics are written. This is a song that really makes Gaster feel mysterious. A lot of other, I mean, okay, I haven't included many other Gaster songs other than Dr. Gaster. Also, the fact that he doesn't sing in this, it's just other people singing about him. It adds the air of mystery that like Morbid Curiosity has. You're not getting his perspective on anything. You're just hearing like what other people are saying, and you have to put together what's the truth. I really like that aspect. I think this is a really cool song. I'm putting bottom of A tier. Okay. That's all the songs. I'm trying to see if there are any final adjustments I need to make. Take the like intra-tier rankings with a grain of salt. I haven't thought too much about those. I guess the only thing is just that B tier is very crowded. I guess that probably reflects that I tend to like have a strong like good but not great category in my mind. Yeah. Overall, I think this is much more heavily weighted towards the positive side than the negative side, which is good. I think obviously that's partially due to selection bias. If I included like every single song that was like over 1 million views, then I'm sure there'd be many songs in like C and D tier. There are a ton that I didn't include because I felt like I would just be mean if I put them in here and just called them trash, especially like ones from smaller artists. That just doesn't feel productive to me. Overall, I think as a fan base, we have good songs. Yeah, these are my rankings. Feel free to tell me why my rankings suck in the comments. Maybe I should do a Deltarune version of this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that once like 3 and 4 come out, because then there'll probably be a big boom in like stuff to make songs about for Deltarune. Okay. Bye bye.